So this is going to be the Coldwater Canyon hike near Eden, Utah. Never done it before. I've already made 2 wrong turns before I even started the trailhead. So it should be interesting. It snowed, even though it's May 8th. Sorry, 9th. And yeah, it's still snowing out here whenever it wants to. Be 70 degrees last week, and then now we got snow coverage again. So, yeah. All right. So, is this part of the railroad? Uncanny Count, is it? Oh. Huh. Wow. Pretty cool. Giant kiln. Built by, yeah, it was for limestone and lime. Well, that'd be a pain in the butt to build. So, four hours round trip is what it's supposed to be. Should be fun. Well, let's see how it goes. I'm trying to wear my freaking gloves, but the phone doesn't like the gloves, so we will see. So I brought my, I just bought a drone, brought that with me. If I feel inclined to do so, I will try and take some aerial video shots, but I have a lot of learning to do. Just bought a bunch of toys. I have no idea how to use them. Like this GoPro, like my drone, and yeah, no experience using them. So I'm just starting this channel on YouTube called Andrew Talks. The whole premise is I talk about and do whatever I feel like, and I record it, edit it, publish it, and just see if anybody gives a damn to listen. But, you know, if they don't, that's fine. I live pretty far away from my family and stuff, so if they care to drop in and watch, they can. So that was part of the idea. But it's just kind of a giant experiment. So where we're at in Utah, Starts out at 4,500 feet elevation approximately. I think this one gains about 2,000 feet of elevation. So we'd be, you know, give or take, because you never know how accurate it is. Could be 6,500 to 7,000 feet at the end. Whew. And I haven't hiked in over a year because I'm dumb and fat. But actually, I was sick for like an entire year, and it sucked. Try to stay somewhat in shape by just lifting weights and stuff, but for a long time they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, because they found some crap in my eyes as well, because we couldn't figure out what was going on. We didn't know if it was neurological, autoimmune, cardiorespiratory, something like that. And so we just kept digging and, you know, accruing a lot of medical debt. But eventually found out the crap in my eyes is not autoimmune. I had about 8 doctors in the room at the University of Utah Moran Eye Clinic, which was regarded as super good, one of the best in the country or world. And they said they think it's eventually they said it was probably just pigment, because no one knew what it was. They had never seen it before, but on the eye test they did, I forget what it was called, but it showed up and almost looked golden color, but it was just barely like around the corner of my retinas in both eyes, and it looked kind of lumpy and stuff. But yeah, I mean, long story short, it took approximately a year for them to say I'm just a mutant. No superpowers, nothing cool like that, but there shouldn't be any problems with like eyesight loss or anything like that in the future. And during that year, I tried to get healthier, see if I could improve and inhibit or cut back on those symptoms I was experiencing, like being short-winded. Basically, I was breathing like this, just walking around in my living room. Like some chest pain, some palpitations, a lot of dizziness. I mean, a lot of dizziness, fatigue. Eyesight would go dark. All sorts of random things. Shaking. So I quit drinking alcohol. And that helped. That was exacerbating the symptoms if they weren't the cause, but they were a catalyst for sure. And then I started getting, just for what I was going through, decided to put me on venlafaxine, which is a antidepressant and anxiety medication. And there are no like problems with it. Like, I don't have any side effects from it. And so that was nice. It kicked in like right away. A lot of those take days to kick in. And you know, it cleared up most of my symptoms like within just a few short days. So what I think it is, without seeming disrespectful or exaggerating, is, well, they say anxiety, like, I don't feel stressed out at all when it's happening. I feel like I do now, normal. But my body isn't responding well. Basically, my mind and my body have two separate minds. And, well, talk about pretty, huh? So, anyway, my mind feels fine. I don't feel emotionally stressed or anything like that. Because I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, almost died a few times and other crazy things. Just turns out my body can't handle it anymore. You know? So, you know, that came as a shock to me because I've had a buddy shot and helped him out, treated his wounds, and was level-headed during that. I've had multiple people try and rip me out of my vehicles, attack me, and, you know, of course, adrenaline's coursing through your veins during that, but I keep a cool head. Some of the times I had a gun on me, because I was a commercial driver. You get a lot of road rage. People think they're more important than you. No offense to people who have road rage or anything, but just some people think they're the president or something. And so they get pissed off at me and try and rip me out of my truck or something, or a rock hit their windshield, which, you know, we have mud flaps, we have all stuff. You shouldn't be tailgating. You know, you're responsible for that if that happens. And they get all pissed off and try and rip me out of my truck. And, you know, I keep a level head. I don't attack or antagonize or anything like that. I'm my gun on me. And, you know, I wasn't anxious during that. So I don't know if I go left or if I go right to go up there. So let me check the All Trails app. Yeah, gotta take it off. I thought these gloves used to work with that. So all the switchbacks we just did. All right, so, okay. So it's saying continue down that way. This appears like it runs back up and it'll go up there. And what is that called? Let's just see. Or will it tell me? Must just be a campsite out there. That would be kind of cool. Do that for a weekend. Maybe I'll keep that in mind. Convince my fiance to come out. You know, as the crow flies, we're not far from that road, but it's already quiet. That's cool. So I'll continue this way. See what else we got. I've already gained 250 foot of elevation. So that's pretty cool. So, all right. But anyway, there was a time when my buddy and I, same guy who got shot, he and I, as his father said, you know, we were like, oh, it was a 1 in a million when he got shot because it was a ricochet, and it hit him in the leg. I was with my fiance. It was our like first time hanging out outside of college in a bar hop we did once. God, this is just pretty, and I hope you guys can see that. Just alpine, you know, Christmas setting in May. So anyway. We were shooting steel targets. We had our own little setup going, and we had the steel targets hanging on hooks. One of the hooks came off, so the plate was kind of just swinging haphazardly from one little Mickey Mouse ear, essentially. And he shot the target. It ricocheted back and hit him. We were both loading our magazines for our guns. And, you know, he's like, Asmus, help. And I'm just like, what? I look over my shoulder and there he is lying on the ground. Looked like he was in a fetal position, like he got hit in the gut. And I was just like, oh shit, because he and I did tree work. So we got banged up real bad. I had a lot of close calls doing that. You know, tree work is actually typically in the top 3 for most dangerous jobs. Getting crushed by trees, cranes, all sorts of things. Chainsaw accidents, obviously. We all had our share of accidents and close calls. And so anyway, I knew he was hurt for real. So I rushed over to his side and I rolled him over and immediately inspected his, you know, abdomen. There's no blood there, but then he's like, no, my leg. Look at his leg, and you guys can't see it, but I was going to point at my thigh. He got hit in the upper thigh. A bullet bounced down and then went out near his kneecap. Yeah, it didn't hit a femoral artery. We didn't know at the time, so I immediately just take my belt off and apply a tourniquet. Thing is, if it was a femoral artery or something, by the time I would have gotten to him and assessed what kind of damage he had, if it was a proper hit to the femoral, he probably would have died already. So we were very fortunate, but we all kept a cool head. My fiance kept a cool head. Obviously she wasn't my fiance then. And yeah, we kind of did the tourniquet, started carrying him up there, and you know, he was all proud because he's just, you know, ornery that way. And he was like, I walk down here, I'll walk out. So he walks out on the gunshot wound. We wait, you know, call 911 and all this crap. I was talking to them the whole time. I was also treating his wounds and stuff. And the first people there were like detectives. They hear gunshot